And welcome back to the another episode of Daily Quiz for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 17th August today, and we are going to discuss few prelims based questions with respect to these articles which were in the Hindu newspaper today. You know, every day what we used to do, we would take up the daily quiz session separately without discussing the context behind them. And few of you students, you mailed me and you raised some of the concerns that these questions seem very much unorthodox, they seem very much random. You are not able to connect these questions with the current affairs itself. So in taking your complaints into the consideration, we had brought up this initiative in which we will discuss the current affairs first. We will take up few important points from the current affairs, and we will take up and we will form a question on those current affairs topics so that it will help you clear your doubts very easily. Clear your doubts in every aspect, and also help you how the questions could be framed from your current affairs topics. So with this, we will start our discussion. Before we start our discussion, I would like to request you guys, please do subscribe the channel and share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited. And when you subscribe it gives us the motivation to work more hard on it and provide you the best information possible. And one more thing I want to mention here, every day we used to take up few questions from our previous year question book, but today unfortunately we are not taking those questions because I was little bit busy. I did not got time to frame them. And also we are planning to bring the questions from the static portion, so do stay with me. We will definitely enjoy here, and it would be the one-stop destination for you guys, where we will discuss questions based on current affairs, questions based on static topics, and questions based on a previous year question book. Now, without any delay, let's look at the topics which were in the newspaper, the most important ones. The first one: ISRO's SSLV D3 successfully launched Earth observation satellite, which is E0S08 into low Earth orbit. We will discuss about it. We will discuss a little bit about SSLV, what are these vehicles, and we will see what this E0S satellite is about. After that, we will take up another topic. It is about the illegal mining, encroachment, deforestation, which poses threat to the Aravalli range as natural green wall. We will discuss what this natural green wall is, and we will take up a question from it. After that, we will discuss an important news from Kerala University where they had developed a substance which can help in detecting cyanide. It is very important topic. We will discuss about it. After that, we will discuss about the vaccine apathy and spread of monkeypox virus in Africa. And finally, we will discuss about the central. It unveils Krishi decision support system. We will discuss about this portal. Now, without any delay, let's look at the first topic. So, ISRO's SSLV-D3, it has successfully launched Earth Observatory satellite E0S08 into low Earth orbit. About SSLV, it is it is a rocket. It was formed in response to the commercial needs of the time. As commercial market is developing right now. So in response to that, it was this rocket vehicle was developed. You know, what is the main reason bringing this uh, bringing this small satellite launch vehicle, which is SSLV? The main aim is that it will help in taking the low payload categories. It will help in taking the low payloads into the lower atmosphere. Usually if we have to go for the payload, we have to go for the low payload category. For that, we cannot depend on other vehicles like geosynchronous satellite launch vehicles, for example GSLV or polar SLV launch vehicles. They are very much heavy payload based vehicles. So it would be the waste of time, it would be the waste of money if we have to go for the low payload category, if we have to go for the lower payload, those who are weighing less than 500 kgs. So for that we cannot go for those we cannot use vehicles like GSLV and PSLV. For that, to replace these vehicles, to reduce the cost in it, the ISRO has brought out the SSLV, which is small satellite launch vehicle. Actually, about the small satellite launch vehicle, it is the three-stage solid propellant vehicle. We should know about it, and it is the direct response to the need of the time, the need of the program right now, as the commercial market is growing on right now. So it is this came into this ISRO brought this small satellite launch vehicle. It is the direct response to that right now, as we know that there is the need of the space tourism is increasing, and other commercial for other commercial purposes, that lower orbit is being used. So for that, we need these small satellite launch vehicles. For that, this was brought in by the ISRO, and it has successfully launched the Earth Observatory satellite, which is EOS-08. About EOS-08 satellite, it is a remote sensing satellite. It will be in a remote sensing orbit. It will help us in understanding this disaster management. It will help in monitoring the disaster. It will help in monitoring the environment issues, and it will help in understanding the ocean surface also. So this was about this ISRO's SSLV D3 vehicle. Now let us see a prelims based question on it. Let's have this quiz on SSLV. Here the question is, the SSLV D3 small satellite launch vehicle D3 is an important development in India's space program. Which of the following statements about SSLV D3 are correct? The first statement, SSLV D3, it is designed primarily for launching large geostationary satellite into orbit. It is totally incorrect. It is not for large geostationary satellites, but for smaller geostationary satellite orbits, those weighing less than 500 kg or up to 500 kgs. So first statement is incorrect. Second statement, the small satellite launch vehicle D3 is capable of placing small satellites into low Earth orbit, 100% correct, and it directly contradicts with the first statement. So statement 2 is incorrect. Statement 2 is correct, and statement 1 is incorrect. Coming to the statement 3, the SSLV D3 mission demonstrated the ability to carry multiple payloads with a rapid turnaround between launches. This is also correct, 100% correct, nothing wrong with this statement. Fourth statement, the SSLV D3 mission faced technical challenges related to its payload fairing and launch sequence. This is totally incorrect, as we saw in the news itself that it has successfully launched this satellite, which is E0S-08 into the Earth's lower orbit. So statement 4 is also incorrect. So in the question number 1, statement 1 and statement 4 are incorrect, so which makes statement 2 and statement 3 correct. With this, I hope you are able to understand the small satellite launch vehicles and also this question with respect to it. It will give you the more brief idea about it and definitely help you in your preparation. Now let's move to the topic of today's discussion. It is about the illegal mining, encroachment, deforestation pose threat to Aravalli range as the natural green wall. First, in this topic, we should know a little bit about Aravalli range. It is very important range for India itself, for the northern India. It acts as a natural green wall. It is the oldest plateau range in India. In about Aravallis, we should know that 80% of this is in Rajasthan and 20% contribute Gujarat, Delhi and Haryana. And about the Aravalli range, we should know the highest peak is Guru Shikhar, which is in Rajasthan and Gujarat in Mount Abu. Now the question is why it is called as a natural green wall, because of few of its properties. For example, it protects the northwestern plains from Thar Desert. Spreading of Thar Desert is the reality. It protects it from northwestern India from the Thar Desert. Second, if it was not there, there would be huge sandstorms would have affected Delhi and Haryana. So it protects Delhi and Haryana from those sandstorms. because it is which makes these Aravalli ranges very much important for India, especially for the northwestern India. You know, there are some of the huge concerns with respect to the Aravalli range, which is illegal minings are happening in Aravalli range, and also in Rajasthan and Gujarat. We should know that over thousands of new hotels and mines have developed there. You know, it has led to the degradation of the land. There the green patch in this area is continuously shrinking, and because of the urbanization, because of the rise of the urbanization. And also in central Rajasthan, 75% of the vegetation cover has been lost to the urbanization and the mining. If we will take some data with respect to it, from 1990 till 2019, total forest area has decreased up to 0.9% of the total area, and also human settlements has increased from 4.5% to 13.3% in 2019. So in nutshell, there are lots of illegal minings happening. Because of these illegal mining, it contaminates the water. It gives us the desert like conditions in Delhi, and it will definitely impact the Delhi's environment, and also it can lead way for the sandstorms in the Delhi itself. With respect to this, there was a concept in the newspaper itself. It talked about the enhanced vegetation index. So about enhanced vegetation index, we should know it estimates how much vegetation is, in which state it is, and how much carbon it can capture and adjust in atmosphere. So in enhanced vegetation index, we understand that it definitely helps us in estimating how much vegetation is there in a particular state and how much carbon it can capture, and adjust that carbon with the atmosphere. This enhanced vegetation index, it directly talks us, it gives us what is the health of the forest, and it helps us in understanding through it very properly. So this was about the Aravalli range and the illegal mining happening it and its impact on the nearby states to Aravalli, especially Delhi, Gujarat and Haryana. So with respect to this, we had framed a question here. Now let's have a the question here says that the Aravalli mountain range plays a significant role in environmental conservation and regional climate regulation. Which of the following statements accurately describe the role of the Aravallis as a natural green wall? We discussed it in our daily news discussion earlier. So let's look at the statement. The first statement: the Aravallis act as a barrier to the movement of desertification and prevent the spread of the Thar Desert into the northern plains. 100% correct, nothing wrong with it. We discussed it. Statement 2: the range significantly influences the monsoon patterns in the North India by blocking moisture laden winds from the southwest. 100% correct. Statement 3: the Aravallis are known for their extensive forest cover, which contributes to high levels of biodiversity and ecological balance. Totally incorrect, because there is no extensive forest cover, so it makes the statement 3 incorrect. Statement 4: the Aravalli mountain range helps in replenishing groundwater resources through its extensive river system and watershed functioning. It is also incorrect, because there are no extensive river systems in the Aravalli mountain range. So statement 4 is also incorrect. So in the question number 2, only the first two statements are correct. The first statement: the Aravalli acts as a barrier to the movement of desertification and prevent the spread of the Thar Desert into the northern plains. And the second statement: the range significantly influences the monsoon patterns in northern India by blocking moisture-laden winds from the southwest. So for the question number 2, only first and second statement are correct. And from the code given below, it makes the statement A, the option A, correct option for this question. I hope with this question you had got some knowledge about the Aravallis, and by discussing this topic you had got some knowledge in a detailed knowledge with respect to the Aravallis. Now moving forward to another topic, it talks about the cyanide sensors developed by Kerala University. You know about cyanide, we know that it is the poisonous substance. But unfortunately we take it in very low quantities in our food. Especially it is found in almonds, apricot seeds, we get very good amount of cyanide through those food, but in a very lower quantities, and our body adjusts with that. According to the WHO, WHO has argued that the concentration should be less than 0.19 milligram per liter, then our body can adjust it without damaging us. With respect to this, we are not able to detect this concentration of cyanide in a food. So with respect to this, the University of Kerala, they had developed a substance which can give quick detection of the cyanide. It is the litmus based test. They use this substance and apply it on this. They use that particular substance and apply it on the food. If the change of the litmus if the change of the color of the litmus changes, then it is said that that substance contains the cyanide, who is in the quantity more than 0.99 milliliter per gram. So this was about this topic. With respect to the cyanide, let's have a question here, which this topic makes it very much important for the prelims for us. Now let's look at the question here. The question says, cyanide is a highly toxic chemical compound with various industrial applications and environmental implications. Which of the following statements about cyanide are correct? The first statement, cyanide is used in the mining industry to extract gold and silver from ore through a process called cyanidation. 100% correct. It is used in the mining industry to extract gold and silver. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2, cyanide can be found naturally in some plants and fruits such as bitter almonds and cassava. 100% correct, nothing wrong with it. Statement 3, the primary method of cyanide detoxification in wastewater involves neutralizing it with chlorine based compounds. This statement is a little bit correct, but we don't need little correct, we need full correct, so it makes statement 3 incorrect. The reason for that is, as we know, chlorine based compounds can be used in some cyanide detoxification process, but the primary method for detoxifying cyanide in wastewater is often through processes like oxidation using hydrogen peroxide or other chemicals. So this is the correct reason why the statement 3 is incorrect. It is not the primary method of cyanide detoxification in wastewater, that it is done by chlorine based compounds, but hydrogen peroxide and other chemicals are used to detoxify to do the detoxification of the cyanide in the water, in the wastewater. So statement 3 is incorrect. Look at statement 4. It says that cyanide exposure can lead to a condition known as methemoglobinemia, which affects the blood's ability to carry oxygen. 100% correct. So in the question number 3, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 2 and statement 4. I had marked the options wrong here. So for the correct options for the question number 3 are statement 1, statement 2 and statement 4. Now moving forward, another topic, it was about the vaccine apathy. Why we are discussing this topic here, because we had seen the rise of monkeypox in African continent. Dozens of African countries got affected by the monkeypox, and the vaccines available to them are very low, and the West world is not working for them. They are not providing the vaccination which they require right now. Why we are discussing this topic, because we will see how India worked with respect to it. When we saw that when it was the COVID time, how India helped these low income countries by providing vaccine to them. India showed its soft power. But unfortunately, right now the African continent is suffering for the monkeypox. Even though the vaccines are available for them, but the Western world is not providing them the sufficient amount of vaccine. It gives us the case of the vaccine apathy. Even though they can help, but they are not helping them. They are not showing any compassion for those people living in the Africa. Now, if it was the case that these diseases were spreading in Europe, then it would have taken very less time for these Western world to provide the medicine for them, to provide the vaccines for them. but unfortunately when it is the case of the Africa or some Asian country, it takes them the huge time. They least consider, they have least consideration for them, they least care about the people living in Africa, they least care about the deaths happening in Africa. So this is the crux of the article, that whenever such things happen, the Western world least cares. It shows the colonial nature, colonial mindset of the West right now, as they are not helping these African countries. And about this, here comes the topic of the monkeypox. It is separating. It's a few of the symptoms of the monkeypox are rashes on face, body, fever, headache, and it spreads by clothing, using skin to skin contact, and by other means also. So it makes a very important question for the prelims about the monkeypox. Have a look at it. Let's see what question says. Question number 4. It says monkeypox is a viral zoonotic disease. Zoonotic disease, which means spreading from animal to humans, with similarities to smallpox. Which of the following statements about monkeypox are correct? First statement: monkeypox is caused by the monkeypox virus, which is a member of the orthopox virus genus. 100% correct, nothing wrong with it. Statement 2: the primary mode of transmission of monkeypox is through respiratory droplets from infected individual. This is totally incorrect, because respiratory droplets can be a mode of transmission, but monkeypox is primarily transmitted through direct contact with the lesions, body fluids, or contaminated materials, rather than just respiratory droplets. So it is not the primary mode of transmission. It makes the statement 2 incorrect. Looking at the statement 3, it says the disease is typically characterized by a rash that progresses from macules to papules, vesicles, and pustules. 100% correct, nothing wrong with it. Statement 3 is correct. Statement 4: monkeypox can be effectively prevented with a vaccine that was originally developed for smallpox. This is also correct. So for the question number 4, the statement 1, statement 3, and statement 4 are correct. In this question, the only statement which is incorrect, that is statement 2. It is not the primary mode of transmission of monkeypox is not through respiratory droplets, but through body contact, body to body contact, through lesions, or using contaminated materials, rather than just respiratory droplets. So for the question number 4, the correct statements are 1, 3, and 4, and from the options given below, the correct answer would be option B. Moving to the last topic of today's discussion, it talks about that center has unveiled the portal, which is Krishi decision support system. What is it? It gives the real-time weather pattern. It helps the farmers in understanding the real-time weather pattern, in understanding the crop health, in understanding the soil condition, and providing this information to the farmers so that they can assess their agriculture very properly. So this is the new scheme, this is the new portal brought out by the Union Ministry of Agriculture. So let's have a look at the question on this system, on this Krishi decision support system. Here the question says, which of the following statements with respect to the Krishi decision support system are correct? The first statement: the Krishi decision support system provides real-time weather forecasts and advisories to farmers to aid in planning agricultural activities. 100% correct, we discussed it. Statement 2: it integrates data from multiple sources including satellite imagery and soil moisture sensors to offer location specific recommendations. 100% correct, nothing wrong with it. Statement 3: the system is designed to exclusively support large scale commercial farming operation. This is incorrect, because it is specific to one sector. Actually, this scheme is not exclusively supporting large scale commercial, but it supports everybody, every farming operation. So it is not exclusively for large scale commercial farming operations. So it does not exclude smallholders. In fact, it includes both smallholders and large landholders. So statement 3 is incorrect. Looking at statement 4, Krishi decision support system includes features for pest and disease prediction, allowing farmers to take preventive measures before outbreak occurs. 100% correct. Nothing wrong with the statement. So for the question number 5, the statement 1, statement 2 and statement 4 are correct, which makes this question very much clear to you guys. You know the concept behind the Krishi decision support system. With this, we conclude today's discussion. I hope you would like the video. I hope you would share it with your friends, and I hope you would definitely subscribe the channel. You know, from last 2 days we are not taking few our previous year questions, but very soon we will bring those questions back, and also we will take questions from the static portion. I'm unfortunately very busy these days, so that is the reason we are not bringing such questions right now. But after a few days, we will definitely bring that. So with this, let's conclude our discussion today. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.